Once again, you are welcome to Joshua Okwuwe Maths channel. In this channel, we make mathematics very easy for everyone. And today we have another interesting topic, Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is a theorem that is used in mathematics to calculate the side, to find the side of a right angle triangle. What's a right angle triangle? A right angle triangle is a triangle that has one of its angle as what 90 degrees. This corner you are seeing here means that this angle is what is 90 degrees. So when you see this, it's telling you that this triangle is a right angled triangle. And then the side facing the right angle is usually called the hypotenuse. It's called the hypotenuse. And then the down part here, this horizontal side, is called the adjacent. It's called the adjacent. And then this side is called the opposite. It's called the opposite. So sometimes you see question where maybe the hypotenuse will be given to you and the adjacent you will be asked to do what? Calculate or find its opposite. Or sometimes the opposite and the hypotenuse will be given, you'll be asked to find the adjacent, or adjacent and opposite given, you're required to do what? Find the hypotenuse. So we use Pythagoras theorem to calculate any of this. Now we have the formula. What does it state? Pythagoras theorem states that the hypotenuse, say that what? The hypotenuse square, the hypotenuse square of a right angle triangle is equals to its opposite square plus adjacent square. What does that mean? It says that what? That hypotenuse square of a right angle triangle is equals to its opposite square plus adjacent square. Yes, it says that when you square the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle, it said it's going to give you the same as what? The opposite square plus what? Plus adjacent square. So this is the rule, this is the theorem that will apply in calculating any of these. So what is expected of us? Now, to make it easier, it's good you just know all fine, okay? Because sometimes you might just be giving the opposite or the adjacent and then you are looking for the hypotenuse. It's good you just know first time, okay, this is the formula I'm going to use. So from this formula now, I'm going to break it down so it will be easier for us to apply at any point in time. Having known the formula, having known the theorem said that the hypotenuse square is equals to its opposite square plus adjacent square. Now let's break it down a little so that it will be easier for us to just pick the formula and then apply them in answering questions involving any of the side. For instance, if I'm looking for the hypotenuse now, I can say that the hypotenuse is equals to, it said opposite. Now this square I'm seeing here, I can square the both side. I can square here, square this side, and then the square will go up like this. This is what I mean. Square this side. If I take the square root of both sides, so this square go with this square root. So leaving us with what? With hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is equals to what? The square root of the opposite square plus adjacent square. The same thing also applies. If I'm going to turn it the other way around, I can also get now maybe the opposite. Now, if I want to get the opposite, if I'm going to get the opposite, all I need to do, I will also apply same thing also. Maybe by collecting like terms, I'll just okay, this adjacent will come over to meet what the hypotenuse here. So that gives us what hypotenuse square. Then this plus crossing this equality sign down this way, we turn to what? Minus. So hypotenuse square plus adjacent square equals to what? Opposite square. So the same way I took this square root, I will also take the same square root. So if I take the square root, I will arrive at what? Opposite equals to what? Hypotenuse square minus adjacent square. And the same thing also applies. If I want to get the adjacent, so the adjacent, the same way also, if assuming that the square root is not there yet, if I want to get the square root, if I want to get the adjacent, that means I want the adjacent to stay on its own. I'll also do a collect like terms again. I will take the opposite square. It will cross this equality sign to meet the hypotenuse here. Now, as you're seeing this, there's a plus sign, a silent plus sign there. So if that plus cross this equality sign, then to this way, it's going to give us what? Hypotenuse square minus the opposite square equals to what? Adjacent square. So again, you take the square root of both sides. You take square root of both sides, you will left with just what? Adjacent equals to what? Square root of hypotenuse square minus opposite square. That is it. So these three formulas is key. Is key. 1, 2, 3. It's very, very important. Once you know these three formulas, know it at any point that they can just wake you. Oh, excuse me. So what is the formula of calculating the hypotenuse or the opposite of a right angle triangle? You should be able to know exactly what to do. Now let's see how we're going to use it to answer any of these questions. The first one here, we're asked to look for the value of x. This is x centimeter. We have remember we said that the horizontal part is called the what? Is the adjacent, while the side is what? Is the opposite. In this question, we have the adjacent and the opposite. We have to look for the hypotenuse. So which of the formula we're going to use? You agree with me that we can use that formula. So write solution. So using that formula, I will say hypotenuse equals to what? Opposite square plus adjacent square, all in square root. So the opposite is what? Is 6 centimeter times 6 square plus the adjacent is what? 8 square. You take the square root. 6 square means 6 times 6, 36, plus 8 times 8 is what? 64. So 64 plus 36, that gives us what? 100. And the square root of 100 is what? Is 10 centimeter. Square root means what number will multiply itself twice to give you what is inside what? The square root, and the number is what? Is 10. So 10 times 10 will give us 100. So that is why the square root of 100 is 10. So that means that our x is what? Is 10 centimeter. We can also apply the same also in solving. This time we have the adjacent and we have the hypotenuse, but this time we are looking for what? The opposite. So we're going to use the opposite. Again, you write solution. So opposite now. Opposite is equals to what? We have hypotenuse square minus adjacent square, all in square root. All in square root. So the hypotenuse is what? Is 15. 15 square minus the adjacent is what? 12. 12 square. 12 square. So 15 square means 15 times 15. 15 times 15 is what? 15 times 15 will give us what? 225 minus 12 times 12 is what? 144. So the square root, again you subtract. 225 minus 144 will give us what? 81. So take the square root. Square root of 81 is what? 9 centimeter. Meaning that t is equals to what? 9 centimeters. So that is how we solve questions under what? Pythagoras theorem. It cut across starting from primary then to junior secondary, senior secondary. The rule is the same. Please try to know this, understand it, go through this video again, watch it over and over again for you to understand how we arrived at this formula. Because once you understand how we arrived at this formula, you will be able to use it to answer any question at all regarding right angle triangle, or whenever you want to look for find any of the sides of a right angle triangle. I want to believe that you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click the like button, and once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that anytime we post new videos like this, you'll be able to get a notification. And please don't forget to share the video with your friends at all time. Once again, I remain your host, Joshua Okwuwe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.